10 Best and Worst Fats to Eat on the Keto Diet. The keto diet is all about the fat. So in an eating plan in which up to 80% of the calories come from fat, which shifts your body into ketosis, or a state in which you burn fat for your main source of energy, instead of carbohydrates, it's going to be the nutrient you focus on most. But some picks are healthier than others. Many people boil it down too simply and think they just need to eat a lot of fat and avoid carbs, but you can quickly eat an excessive amount of unhealthy fat on the keto diet too. Keto's leap onto the scene as a trendy diet is unique. There's never been a push for a high-fat diet before, so what is special about keto? Meaning, research on choosing fats in the context of a high-fat diet is scarce. What's clear is that sources of unsaturated fat are still recommended over saturated fats, says Keto, even though both are considered keto-friendly. These unsaturated fats have been shown to be anti-inflammatory and heart-healthy. That only adds to the potential anti-inflammatory properties of the diet. In a study, people following the ketogenic diet for 8 weeks experienced a shift in the gut microbiome that reduced inflammation, likely due to the ketone bodies produced during ketosis, per research published in June 2020 in the journal Cell. The gut microbiome is a collection of bacteria, microbes, and other components in the gut that may affect various bodily functions such as immunity, metabolism, and disease risk. That said, research is also conflicting. Switching to a keto diet was associated with higher inflammatory markers and cholesterol due to the fat intake. More data needs to be accumulated to determine the effects that a keto diet, as well as the specific fats eaten, has on one's health. You can eat higher fat foods that contain protein, like bacon and sausage, but you're better off adding fat to foods, as it's easier to control. And bacon and sausages have a lot of calories, protein, and saturated fat. What's more, consuming a lot of saturated fat, something that's easy to do when choosing these types of foods, increases your levels of blood cholesterol, boosting the risk of heart disease and stroke. Also know that while pure sources of fat, such as olive oil or coconut oil, contain zero carbs, other sources, like nut butter or avocado, may be primarily fat but have carbohydrates that need to be counted in your total, too. Coconut oil consumption leads to an increase in LDL, bad cholesterol levels, which raise your risk for heart disease and should be limited. It's more important than ever to choose the right types of fat, even on a fat-friendly diet. A final guideline: even if you're on keto, portions of fat still matter. How much you specifically eat depends on your calorie needs and goals, but over-consuming fat can cause weight gain, she says. Also, considering that fat is your body's main fuel source on a keto diet, she advises spreading out your fats evenly throughout the day. Many people on a keto diet count net carbs, which are total carbs minus fiber and sugar alcohols, since fiber goes through your system undigested. We take both into account here. Consider this video to cutting through the fat. Here are the 5 best fats to eat plenty of. 1. Avocado. Though technically a fruit, avocados offer a rich source of heart-healthy monounsaturated fatty acids, MUFAs. They're also packed with fiber, which bolsters digestive health, as the Mayo Clinic points out. Half an avocado contains 161 calories, 2 grams g of protein, 15 grams of fat, 9 grams of total carbs, and 7 grams of fiber, bringing it to 2 grams of net carbs. 2. Olive oil. We know that when we have fats in our diet like MUFAs, they not only fill us up but keep cholesterol levels lower. Olive oil is great for light sauté, using in dressings, or drizzling over cooked meats or vegetables as a finishing oil. 1 tablespoon offers 119 calories and 13.5 grams of fat, only 2 grams of which are saturated fat. 3. Avocado oil. Like olive oil, avocado oil is rich in anti-inflammatory MUFAs, but one of the biggest benefits to using avocado oil is that it stands up to high heat cooking. Avocado oil has a smoke point of 500 degrees Fahrenheit. According to the USDA, 1 tablespoon of avocado oil has 124 calories, 14 grams of fat, and 0 grams of carbohydrates. 4. Nuts and nut butter. Nuts offer unsaturated fats, but they also contain carbs, so look at labels to calculate exactly what you're getting, says Whitmire. Same goes for nut butters. As an example, 1 tablespoon of almond butter has 98 calories, 3 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat, 3 grams of total carbs, and about 1.5 grams of fiber, equaling about 1.5 grams of net carbs, per the USDA. And, the USDA also notes, 1 ounce Oz, of almonds, 23 nuts, has 170 calories, 6 grams of protein, 15 grams of fat, 6 grams of carbohydrates, and 3 grams of fiber, totaling about 3 grams of net carbs. 5. Chia seeds and flaxseed. They offer omega-3 fatty acids. Getting more of these fats will improve the ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s you consume, which some research suggests optimizes health. For example, an article published online in September 2016 in the journal Open Heart cited research that linked consuming more omega-3s and fewer omega-6s, which are high in Western diets, to a lower risk of insulin resistance, the hallmark of type 2 diabetes, and obesity, among other protective health benefits. The USDA says 1 ounce of chia seeds has 138 calories, 5 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat, 12 grams of carbs, and a whopping 10 grams of fiber, so only 2 net carbs. And also according to the USDA, 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed has 37 calories, 1 gram of protein, 3 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of fiber, basically 0 net carbs. Just be sure to buy ground flaxseed so your body can absorb the omega-3s. 4 fats you should limit on the keto diet. 1. Cheese. A slice of cheese contains 85 calories, 5 grams of protein, 7 grams of fat, 4 grams of saturated fat, less than 1 gram of carbohydrates, and no fiber, per the USDA. The saturated fat qualifies it as a food you ought to limit, but some research suggests that cheese has some health benefits as well. A meta-analysis published in August 2016 in the European Journal of Nutrition found that cheese eating was associated with a 10% lower risk of heart disease and stroke, particularly for those consuming about 1.5 ounces, or a slice and a half, per day. Of course, more studies are needed to assess this connection, and because cheese contains saturated fat, it's still important to limit your intake. 2. Cream. Adding heavy cream or half and half to your coffee is one way to get an additional source of fat into your day. Just realize that it is a source of saturated fat, and given the small serving size, it's easy to go overboard. As the USDA notes, 1 tablespoon of heavy cream has 51 calories and 5 grams of fat, 3.5 grams of saturated fat, and it is just shy of 0.5 grams of carbs. 3. Coconut oil. Trendy coconut oil has been credited as a panacea for health ills, thus given the general go-ahead to consume as much as you want. There's a controversy with coconut oil because of its high levels of saturated fats, which are the ones that clog arteries. But the argument some make is that coconut oil is different. Part of its fat is made up of medium-chain triglycerides, fatty acids that the body metabolizes more quickly and are less likely to get stored by the body as fat, she says. That said, according to the USDA, 1 tablespoon has 121 calories, 14 grams of fat, 11 grams of saturated fat, and 0 carbs. Eat healthier unsaturated sources of fat first, and moderate amounts of these saturated sources. Worst fat you could eat on the keto diet. Trans fat. Everyone, not just those on a keto diet, should stay away from consuming added trans fats. While these are naturally found in some meat and milk, though you're probably avoiding milk on keto because of its higher carb count, they're often added to some packaged foods, like snacks and baked goods. Luckily, artificial trans fats have been phased out. Foods no longer have these dangerous fats added. Save the All Things Keto playlist for up-to-date info on keto diets. Check in the description for your very own keto challenge. Thank you for watching. Follow Fauzia.com.